I'm going to discuss a lethal dual citizenship combination that's magical, it's explosive, it's truly crazy. This can be obtained instantly, pretty fast. Say 15 to 30 days, you can obtain one of the options. The second option, very powerful, you can actually obtain in 4 months. Slightly less or slightly more, it depends, but 4 months is typically the average. And most of the Westerners, let's say Americans, Canadians, Australians, Britishers, for them, this is a truly magical option, and I'll explain why with reasoning. Now, let's say you are from one of these Plan A countries. You have everything that you need right now. But for a second, just for a second, imagine yourself without that, right? Let's say someone takes away your Plan A passport, or you have to leave your Plan A passport, or you want to disassociate yourself from that Plan A passport, and you want to create or recreate something beautiful, something new in life. You want to strike a dual citizenship on its own, right? Its own combination on the side. So if that's gone, then this takes over, and this could be more powerful or more attractive, more meaningful instead. So you're creating an alternative that's completely different, that's separate, which gets you something totally unique, more freedom. Obviously, you want the visa free because you want to be able to tour countries, but you also want treaty advantages which you don't get with your Plan A. So I'm going to discuss this option in a lot of detail. With this combination, you're going to get your Schengen. Okay, so you're going to get those 27, 28 European countries. You're going to get Ireland, UK, Scotland, all of that, right? You're going to get all those countries. You're going to get Russia, China. You're going to get that. Plus, let's discuss the magic here, right? With the other passport, you're going to eventually unlock Mercosur and BRICS options. You're going to instantly get the ECOWAS option. It's actually 15 countries in that region, member states, where you have instant access plus eventual settlement or residency rights in future. So that's a big advantage. Plus, you're getting something truly magical. You're getting CPLP on top of that. So that helps you a lot in fast tracking in certain instances. And then in other instances, it waives certain language requirements in certain countries. So when you're picking up additional Plan A citizenships, this unique utility can truly unlock a lot of potential. So let me cut the chase and come right to the point. The first option here, which a lot of people want to pick, is the mobility, right? And you have a lot of these CBI passports. The best CBI out of all the CBIs, in my opinion, and this is not any kind of immigration, legal, or investment or finance advice. This is purely my own genuine opinion, my own genuine thoughts. I do a lot of research on not just the visa free, right? There's a lot under the hood. There's obviously the due diligence, there are the application forms, the kind of questions they ask you, the kind of governments they have, the kind of companies that run that due diligence. I feel out of all, the best protection for the investor and the least amount of headache with the due diligence and the most flexibility that's the one which has good access to Schengen, UK, Ireland, Scotland. You will have access to China and Russia on the same passport. That's a unique combination. Rare to find China and Russia on the same passport. So that's interesting. It also has E2 treaty. So you want to go back to the US, or let's say you want to enter the US, you can utilize the E2, get yourself domiciled for a while, and it's pretty livable. It's not in the hurricane zone. So if you want to really live in a country of citizenship, it does give you that option as well. So let's say you go there, you do the domicile, you can enter the US on E2. So that's the primary one, right? So you want that for the access purposes. In addition to this, the hot star, the one that's a wild card, the one that really is discreet, it gives you a lot of protectionary advantages. It's a solid country. It's an unknown country, relatively unknown country. It's not a known branded CBI program. This is like an exception. It's impossible to name the country because this is not a commercial off-the-shelf program. All I can tell you is that this country is a CPLP country, and this country is also an ECOWAS country. And because of these two options, right, what happens with the ECOWAS? You have 15 countries where you can enter for 90 days and you can access the country, right? You have all the advantages of an ECOWAS citizen. You do not need the passport for travel. You can enter these countries using your ECOWAS ID card, which is pretty neat. A lot of people want to get away from the passport when they're traveling within the region. For example, the Mercosur ID lets you travel within the region without the passport, so that has its own unique advantages. So you get that with ECOWAS. After 90 days, let's say you want to start a business or do some work, you can convert into residency permit. You could naturalize in other ECOWAS countries, although no one practically would do that, right? You already have one citizenship from ECOWAS. Your idea is to have the mobility within the region. You have that, you exercise that, and you have taken care of your use case in Africa. Because of the CPLP, Association of Portuguese Speaking Countries, right? The group of Portuguese speaking countries. Because of that, you can potentially, and again, you got to check this with the attorney. This is not legal advice, but potentially, if you look at the Brazilian constitution, the nationality law, there it mentions that if you come from a CPLP nation, it does not distinguish between by birth versus by naturalization. So as long as you're a national of a CPLP nation, then you can fast track your citizenship in Brazil by 1 year. Now, people have to go to crazy limits, right? They either have to marry or they have to do a childbirth in Brazil, go through so much of trauma, so much of stress just to get that nationality. Here with this passport, you can easily target Brazil. With Brazil, what do you get? You unlock Mercosur, which gives you access to Chile. And when I say access, it's not visa-free access. This is pure settlement rights in Chile, Peru, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay. So much of great benefits of a Mercosur, right? Needless to say, I've spoken a lot about the benefits of Mercosur, so you can unlock this in just a year. And apart from that, you also obviously get BRICS advantage because this is a BRICS nation. The secondary, if you, let's say you want to duplicate your BRICS, you can always consider South Africa, which has a dateless lifelong permanent residency, which does not require any physical presence to maintain it. I've made separate videos for that. I'm not going to bring it up here. If you are interested, you can always return and watch this video. This talks about it in a lot of detail. It's the 3 ways, including a new way to obtain South Africa. And that video talks about that whole process. But let's come back here, right? So once you get the BRICS, and BRICS, they're meeting, right? They're talking. Who knows, right? In future, there might be some interesting opportunities. Maybe they open up some visa-free travel between the different BRICS nations. Once you have access to Mercosur, you can settle over there. You can naturalize easily in other Mercosur nations. So let's say you have access to Argentina. You go there. Maybe you spend a couple of years. You can naturalize in Argentina. Let's say you want one of the strongest passports from the Latin region, which has access, direct visa-free access to US. You can go to Chile, you can naturalize over there. That country's passport is the most desired passport from Latin America. So you do have a lot of advantages with the Mercosur. In BRICS in future, I do see a lot of potential, right? Maybe not instant mobility rights, but eventually if they can come up with some plan, there's some interesting things that can happen with the BRICS. Now, in terms of the due diligence and the documentation, that's fairly straightforward, right? 30 days, you get the nationality, so you can imagine how quick and how fast the process is. And because this is a private option, it's not crazy, right? It's under the radar. This is a private bond between you and that nation, which is exactly what you want. Now let's conclude. So on one side you have your plan A's kept untouched, and here you have struck this combination, a lethal combination, where you have all the access that you need. You have a secondary utility knife passport, a wild card passport that gets you into other countries. You've gained your freedom, and then you can go on to naturalize in other powerful, important countries if you wish to. Some people will collect this no matter what because it is so unique and so exotic. It's quite desirable. Again, this is not infinite, right? There's limited number of spots, if you will, because this is again not a promoted CBI program. If you are interested in gaining one or two of these options, especially the CPLP wildcard, you can always click the link, book a call. We can check if this is a good fit for you. We can answer any of your questions, clarify your doubts, and immediately get you started. 30 days run out pretty fast, and you should have your dual citizenship or triple, whatever the number might be, you'll have your next passport in real time. If you aren't yet subscribed to this channel, go ahead and subscribe. It helps me get you more valuable and timely content. It also helps you stay updated. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and catch you in this very important next video. This talks about Peru and its comparison with Argentina. And should you get Peru or should you stick to Argentina? Catch you in this one.